We've told him numerous times to set an alarm on his phone on Sundays to tell him to roll the cans to the curb. But there are many Monday mornings that I get up and it's not done. And so said relative, myself, will step in at very early on the morning. So a lot of times on Sunday night, we'll say, don't forget, you have to. And he's the king of, like, not doing it when, like, we were, for instance, yesterday, late in the afternoon, he was out shooting basketball. And I said, go ahead and roll the can to the curb so you don't forget. I'll get it later. And it's like 6:30. It's like, do it. Just do it.
But he's in his flow, I guess, right?
I said, and then he'll never do it. It's just teenager stuff,
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And, I'll tell you this, though. I had a pretty good idea, I think. My wife is considering this. If he gets a job at Jimmy John's or wherever it might be, Marco's Pizza, whatever it is, I'm considering, because he's almost car time. He gets his license here in about 10 days. And so
has he set an alarm for that?
Yeah, well, he knows that.
That he knows.
Yeah, we know that. And so the question is, what's he going to drive? And is he getting a new car? And I thought about, because he can use my car anytime he wants. And I thought about letting him use my car until he raises enough money to pay for half of a new car. For instance, if he wants a $12,000 car, he's got to earn $6,000. If he wants a $20,000 car, he's got to earn $10,000. And once he's saved enough, whatever he wants, I'll match it, and that's his car.
How long would it take a 16-year-old to save $6,000?
If for a car, not that long.
I was thinking a year. If he works,
that's it.
He really wants a car. Yeah.
I mean, if he makes $10 an hour and works 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's about $200 a month, a week. So 800 minus tax, make 500 a month, and then in 10 months you've got $5,000 if you really save it.
I think my parents made me come up with a down payment.
Okay.
And then I had to pay the car payment, though.
Yeah.
That I had gotten it down to. They covered my insurance.
That's pretty good,
But
too.
I had to pay the car payment for every month.
I like him to have a little skin in the game.
And I didn't get a car right at 16.
I don't think you should.
I would think I was closer to 17.
Did you get one?
I did. My parents put a big red bow on mine.
Did they?
I love my parents.
Yeah.
I love my parents. And they put a big red bow. My mother put a red bow on it and put it in the driveway. It was beautiful. Thomas, you have a comment now on my son taking out the garbage. Go ahead.
Yeah, but first I got to say, no wonder you are so soft, man. Your parents put a bow on your car?
My mother did.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Charmin.
Anyways, I just wanted to say that. But you're not alone there with your son. I mean, my son, that's his duty with the trash, and I can either get him to do one or the other. He'll take the trash out but forget to put the new bag in.
Right.
Or I'll just say, forget it, I'll take it out.
Yep.
Then make him put the bag in.
Many
but
times.
almost always we have to remind him. He does it every couple days, but every couple days we have to remind him to do it. So it's
unbelievable.
insane.
It's just how it is. That's just how teenagers are, I guess. That's just what they're going through. He never remembers. And many times, I'm so glad you said that. Many times, it's such a struggle to get him to, all right, I'll take it out.
Yeah.
You do the bag. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it.
Put a bow in his car, aren't you?
It's possible. Well, my mother did that. I thought that was we came riding up from school. My dad had picked me up, and there was the bow on it. I was like, oh, my God. It was a 1984 Chevrolet Cavalier, blue in color, and I loved it. And I just, man, that's a good feeling, Am I soft? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm soft.
Bears would wipe their butts with you in the woods.
Okay.
The Charmin bears.
Fair enough. I get it. But for whatever reason, that stuck with me,
Yeah, this is sort of off the topic of kids and jobs, but it is about Biggie's road trip. He said he stopped at a McDonald's. My wife and I had to do some traveling over the weekend, too. When we stopped at a McDonald's, my wife only prefers 90% of the time at a McDonald's because she believes they're kept more clean than a restroom at a gas station.
I think I agree with that at McDonald's. Yeah.
Usually they're fairly consistent.
Yep, agreed.
And they're everywhere.
Yes.
So I asked her, we got back into the car, I said, do you think, taking into account your entire life, have you stopped at a McDonald's more to eat or just to pee?
I bet she's just to pee. Is that what she said?
But your entire youth, your entire adolescence, your entire high school, college. I mean, it's just, you just go there to eat.
So she didn't get anything to eat. She just peed.
We pee.
You didn't get anything to eat either?
Correct.
You just go in and pee. Is that allowed? I think that is allowed.
We've been over 22 years.
I think go in that side door.
Yeah. And now they don't even care. They don't even look up because the people are just so concerned. Like Biggie said, they're working the window or the app.
Did they have indoor dining where you stopped, or did you even notice?
I don't think that they did at this particular store.
I'm really wondering some places might not go back.
Listen, I told you, a friend of mine has a friend of his who owns a franchise, Chicken and Pickles, and he said he's making more money now because they serve the same amount of people. They don't have to pay staff to clean up the dining room. They have fewer staff, and people aren't walking off with 20 Polynesian sauces. They give out one.
Unlimited refills.
Unlimited refills.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm saving so much money, but they do have that big building there, and some people do like to go
You got to pay
inside.
rent, got to pay utilities.
Yeah, and people do like to go inside. I hope it doesn't go.
It'll cost them their party business. Eventually,
That's right.
you think that will come
Yeah.
back.
That's right. And my friend the Diesel, I talk about the Diesel.
Yeah.
He likes to go in and read a book at lunch. He's like, I want to go
The
in.
worst. I didn't know that about him. I need to text him now.
He sits through like 3 cycles of diners.
He does.
Oh, he's the guy that you're like, when all the tables are filled and you're trying to find a seat, you're like, is there one person who might be done? Oh, here's book reading Joe.
Sucking on unlimited refills that the
Yeah.
gray hairs bring him.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's a reader. This guy, he is a big
Nothing.
reader.
Like a hard copy or an
Yeah.
iPad book.
Doesn't matter. Hard copy. He'll do anything. I mean,
Yeah.
he likes to read 20, 25 pages at lunch while he enjoys his nuggets and whatnot.
His readers.
His reader. Oh yeah.
Standing there holding your tray. Anyone about done? Oh, I'm on my last chapter.
Yes.
The worst.
I know. Trucker D, you're talking about teenagers. My son not taking out the garbage. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Kelly, I hate to hurt your feelings, but I just have to tell you, that is not just how teenagers are. That is how teenagers are that are allowed to do that type of thing. Because when I grew up, if I didn't do what my father told me to do, there was a consequence to face. And kids are raised so soft because dad is soft, mom is soft. They're given everything. They're entitled. And that's why they do that type of thing.
I can't argue it.
Right between the eyes, Kelly.
I cannot argue it. I've raised him soft. Now my wife,
Because you are soft.
I'm soft. My wife is hard. She's hard. I am soft. Thank you. You're right, Trucker D. I can't argue that. I have raised him softer than even I was raised, and certainly softer than you were raised. I know that. My wife, she gives no quarter to these children. Yesterday, my daughter had some new makeup, and she wanted to put makeup on my wife, like do a makeover thing.
On her mom.
On her mom, yeah. And my wife said, "Not today. We'll do it tomorrow." And eyes and lips only. And my daughter goes, "No, I want to do the base." And she said, "No, eyes and lips only." And my daughter's like, "Please." And I was like, "Just let her do it. What's the harm in letting her do the whole face? I mean, who cares? Wipe it off later. You got nowhere to go.
We're not going anywhere, literally.
Exactly. Oh, she wipe the face on. She's like, "I'm not letting her touch this face. I have this and that." And I was like, "Oh, come on. Who cares?" And no, she doesn't. She never gives. Yesterday, my son went to a friend of his house. And the deal was my wife was going to take him and I was going to pick him up. And he says to her, "Can I drive?" "No, I will not ride with you." And I said, "He's been driving for a long time now. Why don't you go and get?" "No, I will not drive. I will not ride with him."
So she's the ultimate
won't.
bad cop. You're the ultimate good cop.
Well, there's no question. I mean, and this happens all the time where it's like, "Can I?" And she says no. And they look at me and I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Sure, go ahead for it.
I mean, constantly. You can't blame her for them being soft. Now you can blame me.
It's just
I'm
dads.
soft. It's just
dads.
yes, exactly. Something. It's like, go ahead and do it. What's the harm? It's what I always say. Well, let him do it.
Yeah.
But no, she just gives. She will not give on that. All right, we've learned a few things in this segment. The dining rooms are still closed. I'm soft, and my son, God help you if you go to Jimmy John's and he's working there.
I'll tell you what, we'll still take him.
Yeah.